All right, welcome back. This is going to be a very quick video here tonight on a topic that people have asked a lot. Vinny, what's your opinion on trader funding programs? I've had my opinions on the past. If there's an old video on those particularly, there have been things that have changed over the years. More of these trader funding programs have come online, and we're going to talk today particularly about Apex. So if you want the short version of my story, I think that if you're going to do trader funding, just head on over there to Apex. I'm going to talk to you guys about why, some of the advantages of Apex particularly, and how it works with AlgoBox. Because a lot of the things that we've been having, we've had members, people have asked me, and I am just saying Apex. Now again, Apex and I do not have any affiliation with Apex. This is not me pushing you over there because I'm getting paid for that. I don't have any affiliation with them whatsoever. But what I have discovered after looking at things like Top Step and the Lilos and Earn to Trade, each one of them has their little nuances. Let me talk to you guys about the pros and the cons. My main objection that you guys have probably heard me say before on these trader funding programs is I just don't feel like they're telling you the truth about the numbers, particularly the numbers. How do you make these numbers? It's real simple when you say, so when is $50,000 equal to, if I can do another zero there, equal to $5,000, and this is approximation. Actually, I'll go even lower sometimes. It'll be like 2,500. This is my main objection with the whole concept. Like, I'm going to give you a $50,000 account. In a $50,000 account, if you are trading in the futures trading that we do with discount brokers, again, a discount broker is something you need to understand what this is. Now, we're not talking about TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers, any of those guys. Those guys are going to make you pay full retail price, but discount brokers tend to be approximately $500 per contract. Okay, so at $500 a contract for the majority of our stuff, and $1,000 for things like the NASDAQ or crude or gold, but in most of the time, you're talking about $500. So with $500 per contract, if they were to give you a $50,000 account, that means that you should be able to trade 100 contracts in a discount broker, and this is intraday margins. This is my main objection. Because when they say that you can get $50,000, you should be able to trade 100 contracts in a discount broker, but it's really not. This is my only objection. And again, it's minor, but then they come back and they'll say, okay, with $50,000 account, you could trade 5 contracts. Okay, so this is where I mean that 5 contracts on a $500 per contract market with the discount broker is going to give you, it's basically $2,500. So my only objection, I'll just say it right up front, the cons are, you're thinking you're getting $50,000. I really don't think that it's not legit $50,000. And of course, there's the virtual part of it, but I'm gonna talk about the virtual advantages. Let's talk about that. So outside of my isms about that, some people say, well, you're not even really trading a real account. Your trades are not hitting the market. Well, that can be advantageous. Now we're talking about the beginning. When you're talking about, now you can get into a live account with them, with all the trader funding programs, but initially you're doing a virtual account and you're running through the combines, or you're running through whatever their challenge is. And at the same time, you can also, with a lot of these, still get paid, which is one of the advantages of Apex. Some of the others have this as well, that even while you're trading the virtual account, that you can still get paid. Now, a virtual account is, yes, it's not hitting the CME. Now, you might think, oh, well, that doesn't sound good, but actually it's a great thing. I tell you about, it's talking about the advantages, okay? No stop hunting, right? If you think, well, if your trade orders are not hitting the tape, so, I mean, this is actually an advantage. I actually think this is a huge deal. When basically with a system, if you can choose the proper location to enter into a position based on what's going on in the markets, which is what AlgoBox is really great at, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, then a virtual account is pretty cool, because this now becomes an advantage to you. So there you go, particularly with Apex. So they will pay out 100% up to, I forget what theirs is. I'm not going to go through every single rule of theirs here this evening. Go and check them out yourself. I'm just going to talk about, again, I want to make this a very quick and short video, but to answer the questions on folks who are coming in asking those, and also how to install, because it becomes a problem if you're getting Apex, you have AlgoBox installed, there's a certain order that you need to install those in. So hang to the end. I'm going to make sure that you guys understand, if you do get Apex, you're going to need to make sure you install our system afterwards, and I'll talk to you about why. So in a virtual account, you're going to get paid out. So another one of the minor drawbacks that you might need to know about is with them, and again, a lot of other advantages with Apex, okay, but you do have a $2,000 limit for the first 3 months. Now, don't quote me on these, because again, later on, they may change these rules, but for your first 3 months, if you are doing those virtual accounts, they're only going to pay you out $2,000 per month. Okay, so again, let's say that you make $10,000 on the account. Okay, it's going to take you 5 months to get paid out, although the first 3 months you're going to get your 2K each, and then you can make your final payout. It doesn't have to be a full 5 months, but your first 3 months are only going to be able to get that $2,000 out. So 2,000, so you're at 6,000 in your first 3 months, and then your final month there, you can get out your final 4,000 on your 4th month, but you do need to pay for those months. So again, another little minor drawback, things that you need to know about there. But let's talk about some of the advantages of Apex versus others. Man, one of the things that really bothers me about Top Step, Earn to Trade, they have these 20-second rules. They don't want you scalping. Whoops, let me press the button and come back here. Okay, they've got the 20-second rules. Okay. These are crazy. So if the trade is less than X number, now I call it 20-second rule. Some of them the trade has to be longer than a minute. Some of them are 30 seconds. There are no 20-second rules. Again, I'm generalizing the category of 20-second rule things with Apex. Okay, Apex. I particularly heard Daryl talking about this, and he thought that was really annoying with some of the other ones like Top Step, etc., where no 20-second rule. So it's like, oh, that trade was shorter than X period of time. Again, AlgoBox, we hit target one quite quickly, quite often. So a lot of our members on other trading systems with other, not saying systems, but the trader funding programs, they would discount a lot of our, I won't say a lot, but a lot of our T1 trades are getting pulled out of those results if the trade was less than 20 seconds for target one, and particularly when the markets are getting hot or you're trading the NASDAQ, that can be a problem. So you're not getting those counted. Well, that's a bummer. Apex doesn't do that for you. So that to me is a big plus in their boat on Apex. Apex also is letting you do account copies. Man, this is a big deal. Again, I'm just saying the differences between them versus other guys, why I would promote them, even though I'm not promoting with them. I'm not getting paid for any of this advertisement to them. But I do think that Apex, out of all of them, what I've seen, and it's really my members' experience with them has been positive. Being able to do account copies, I forget how many accounts you can do, but it's something very large. Again, I don't know how many you're going to sign up for, but literally you could trade with one account and it will copy to the other accounts, and they're virtualized. So that is pretty cool. Again, the whole stop hunting thing I already talked to you about. Again, the only drawback that I can see, particularly with Apex, is the $2,000 per month initially for 3 months. But if you can get past that, that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, there we go with Apex. So final thing, I may be missing a few things. You guys can put questions down in the comments. I will try to get them answered for you. But installation, okay, if you are going to get the Apex system, they have a full installation suite with their trade copier, etc. So installation, 1, okay, install Apex first. Okay, 2, very simple, but make sure your friends know, okay, if they are getting licensing issues, install AlgoBox second. Okay, just from a technical standpoint, what's happening, and actually this is a shout out to Apex. Apex, if you guys could update your JSON utility. Okay, so there is a third-party JSON utility. This is what's up. The Apex is old. They're not forward compatible. Okay, so if Apex is listening to this, Daryl, if you guys can update the JSON object on your side, so when you install it, that would be fantastic. But until then, as of right now, you'll need to install theirs first, because if you install ours first and then theirs after, they overwrite our JSON objects third-party utility to do licensing and talking to our middleman services and all that. So tough one. But yeah, so if you install theirs first and then install ours will replace their JSON object, and ours is backward compatible. So there you go. Those of you guys who have been having issues, we've been getting a ton of questions with people who have Apex on their systems, and we keep having to ask in technical support, we're like, do you have Apex installed? Do you have Apex installed? And because again, a lot of people are using Apex now with our crew, particularly. Everybody's here and got to getting the word out on it. I think they're doing a great job over there with their trader funding stuff. And yeah, so that's what you need to know about those. Hopefully I covered that. And we are still out on vacation. Can't wait to get back with you guys very, very soon. But yeah, I'll get back to it. Hopefully our pool is done next week. Can't wait. They put the logo in the bottom of the pool yesterday. Holy shnikes. It's finally here. I'm excited, feeling better after the COVID thing. Great to be back. Next week or the week after, we'll really get back on the stick with their video trainings. I've got some great trainings there for you guys, and some of the new utilities and the full auto stuff for the headshot stuff particularly. So we'll be hitting those up when we return. and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.